CTV News at 5 with Hudson Mack.
Central Saanich police are putting out a public warning. A dangerous cougar is stalking wildlife in the area, and there are fears it could move on to targeting people. Conservation officers don't know whether it is one cougar or more, but say in the past few days they've seen more dead farm animals than they have over the past 15 years. Cougar sightings have been reported over the past 24 hours in both Brentwood Bay and Saanachton. Police say as they continue to hunt down the wild animal, more sheep and goats are dying from injuries caused by the killer cat. Officers hope to capture the animal and release it back into the wild where it belongs.
It's pretty rare that we see this. Getting the reports of the cougars, have been going out and with a dog and trying to track these cougars. We haven't heard of any success at this point. We're hoping that they'll trap the cougar and move it to another area, a safer area, both for itself and for the community.
Police say if you see a cougar, report it to police or the BC Conservation Service. If you come face to face with one of the giant cats, you're advised to stay calm, back away slowly, and don't turn your back on it. Well, Victoria MP Denise Sori, the BC Coroner Service, is urging you to use caution around open bodies of water after a spike in drownings. 34 people drowned in BC between July 1st and August 21st. 9 of those deaths were on Vancouver Island, and most of them have happened in lakes and rivers where people were cliff diving or tubing. The Coroner Service says this is a 50% increase in drownings when you compare that to the past 2 years, where on average 23 people drowned during all of July and August. Well, it was a smoother sailing for BC Ferries at its annual general meeting today. The company reported a $3.3 million profit for the first quarter of 2012. Last year, it lost $3.5 million over the same period. BC Ferries says despite the profit, vehicle and passenger numbers were down from last year. It says the extra revenue mostly came from increased fuel surcharges, which were levied to cover higher fuel prices. BC Ferries hopes in the near future it can replace some of its vessels with more fuel-efficient ferries.
What's going on at the pump is essentially the same type of prices that we're paying. Obviously, we get a wholesale or retail discount, but it's the same concept. Over the long term, liquefied natural gas has a huge opportunity for us. It's just improving the technology and being able to do the conversions of the existing ships, which is being a bit of a challenge right now. But when we get to our new vessels, I think it's going to be a real certainty that we're going to be able to put natural gas in our new ships. We've got a real advantage here on the West Coast. We've got an abundance of supply. Prices are a lot less than they are in other places. Plus, we have the infrastructure. There's 2 LNG plants that already exist on the West Coast.
CTV's Bruce Williams was on hand to moderate today's AGM. Corrigan says BC Ferries will need to start replacing 1 vessel per year for the next 15 years. BC Transit is gearing up for a busy fall season as students head back to school. Starting September 4th, Transit will be adding 7,000 service hours to its fall and winter schedule. 2,000 of those hours will go towards handy dart runs, while the other 5,000 will be added to busy routes serving students at UVic and Camosun College. BC Transit says the extra hours will prevent passengers from being passed up at bus stops.
We've heard that students would like more service, so we're putting more service specifically on the 4, the 6, the 16, the 26, the 14. We don't like leaving passengers behind. We want as many passengers riding as conveniently as possible. We pride ourselves on running an effective and efficient transit service.
BC Transit says there will also be overload buses ready to respond when buses are at full capacity. If you want more information, you can go online to bctransit.com. The Salvation Army has received another generous boost to help purchase a new Beacon bus. Key Corp Consulting Limited has given the Victoria Sally Ann $10,000 to buy a new utility vehicle. Thanks to the donation, the Salvation Army has raised more than 60% of the total funds needed to replace the aging bus. Organizers say they are thrilled they are one step closer to rolling in a new set of wheels.
Having Key Corp Consulting come on board with the Beacon Bus campaign is huge. The $10,000 puts us to about 60% of our goal. We're sitting at about $62,000 of the $100,000 needed.
The Sally Ann hopes it can reach its goal by Christmas and buy a new Beacon bus for the new year. For the last 15 years, the Beacon bus has served as an emergency response vehicle which helps volunteers provide meals and clothing for those in need. Saanich police are looking for the person who stole a donation that was supposed to raise money for the Tour de Rock. 2 gift baskets full of hair care products were taken from Perks Arena today. They had a combined value of over $350. Police are hoping tips from the public will help them catch the thief. A mass murderer told a Norwegian court today he regretted not killing more people in a gun and bomb massacre that left 77 people dead. Anders Breivik made the statement as he was sentenced to prison with a ruling that means he is unlikely to ever be released. Prosecutors were denied the insanity ruling they were hoping for. On July 22nd of last year, Breivik detonated a car bomb at government headquarters in Oslo and then opened fire at the annual summer camp of the governing Labour Party's youth wing. 77 people in total were killed and hundreds more were wounded. A Quebec woman has been killed in a tragic accident on her wedding day. The woman was standing by a waterfall having photos taken in her wedding dress when she slipped. Despite a frantic search being launched immediately, she could not be rescued. Her body was found shortly after. And a Vancouver man has been charged with 1 count of animal cruelty after a horrifying 50-minute video surfaced of a kitten being tortured. 28-year-old Jordan Lucas appeared in a Vancouver courtroom today and remains in police custody. Police say a woman stumbled across the disturbing video after buying a used cell phone. The video shows a man throwing the kitten against a wall, punching it, and strangling it with a cord. Now, even though the video never showed the man's face, police say it did show a distinctive tattoo.
The abuse that was played out in this video, this is a case where the book should be thrown at this individual. Sick is all that can be said.
The kitten was alive at the end of the video, but police are still trying to locate the animal. Officers are trying to figure out when the video was shot. Nanaimo RCMP are asking for your help to find a missing man. He left Nanaimo Regional General Hospital 9 days ago on a temporary pass, and he has not been seen since. His name is Fabian Robert. He is 18 years old, First Nations, 5'6" with a slim build. Fabian has brown eyes and short brown hair and could be in the Port Alberni area. If you see him, you're asked to call police right away.